sharing or liking the live. Okay, you just started, guys. Now I'm recording this GBPUSD. Okay, guys, usually this is where I start on a weekly time frame. On a weekly time frame, this is where I get my overall direction. This is where I get my overall direction. And then I've been talking about the importance of understanding the substructure and also the importance of understanding the main structure. So usually when I go to a higher time frame or when I start to a higher time frame, I want to figure out the main structure direction. The substructure direction, it shouldn't really confuse you that much, but at least if you know the main structure direction, it's much better for you to analyze the market. So if we can start on this low point right here, because we can look at the whole chart, but sometimes it's a bit unnecessary because it's a weekly time frame. So if you can't really mark something that has an effect, like maybe this one, maybe like this point right here, maybe could have helped us here on this retest. Maybe could have used it as one of the reference, but it really didn't really not. Okay, it did, you see, but now let me see this. But it's not really necessary because I don't trade support and resistance kind of thing. But I think this one is gonna be useful. This one, see, I feel like this one is gonna be useful. The rejection here, this two rejections here, they push the market all the way up. And then if you can see, it's like the market, it's kinda on that where the market once rejected twice. So I think this we can keep it in mind, because the more I analyze, the more I go to a lower time frame. I don't want to keep a lot of lines like this line right now. I don't want to keep to go down with this line in a long run. So I clear a lot of these lines the more I go to a lower time frame. But keep in mind, whatever that we are gonna do on a higher time frame, just keep it in mind that only there was a line that we saw on a weekly time frame, because I don't want to have so many lines that sometimes I don't find them that important. Okay, so let's start on a weekly time frame. So in this weekly time frame, we can all see this is kinda in an uptrend. This is in an uptrend, but now we have to figure out which one is the main structure and which one is the substructure, because we have two structures in this thing, main structure and the substructure. So if we can be able to differentiate the two, it will make things kinda easier for us. So we're gonna start with this impulsive. So this impulsive is up to this point. Let me just delete this. Let me make it by lines. So the first impulsive phase was from this point to this point. This one was our first impulsive phase. And then the second one was this one right here. So which was impulsive correction market. And then this was our impulsive as well. And then this was our correction. So we can already see Uti, based on what we've just marked, we would see Uti the market gave us an we would see Uti the market gave us what? Gave us impulsive correction, impulsive correction. So we can assume, or we can agree to say the market is currently in an impulsive phase. That's what we can assume on right now, that the market from this point, from this low point to this point, we are expecting the market to be creating the new higher high, because if this was the higher high, this was the higher low, this was the higher high, this was the higher low, therefore definitely, which means the market should be either going for this higher high, or it should be coming to make this double top right here, because it can either be a double top and the market goes down, or it can be either the market going all the way up to create the new higher high. Okay, so have that in mind, because I keep on removing all the information, guys. The more I go down, I keep on erasing the information. So if this is an impulsive correction, therefore, which means we're only going to concentrate on this as long as we know that it is an impulsive phase. So the only thing that we're going to concentrate on is going to be this impulsive phase. We know in an impulsive phase, we are looking for what? We are looking for buying opportunities. That is the only thing we are looking for. So we're gonna go to a daily time frame. We already know, remember, we already know what we are in a what? We are in an impulsive phase of the market. So if we can redraw this, let's use this low right here. So the market went all the way up here. If you can have a look, we have this higher high, we have this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then the market from this higher high right here, from this higher high right here, it started giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then from here, it failed to break below this point. So which means we can say this was the lowest point. So which means the market impulsed all the way to the upside, giving us impulsive, and then it gave us some sort of like what? Some sort of like a correction at this point. So currently the market, even on a daily time frame, we can assume to say if this was the impulsive phase of the market, if this was the impulsive phase of the market, therefore this was kind of a correction, and then which means currently we are still in an impulsive phase as we speak. We're still in an impulsive phase. So which means we're still looking for what? We're still looking for buying opportunities. We're still looking for buying opportunities. Earlier on and yesterday, I posted a picture to say like the best strategy, the best name that I can give it to this strategy that I'm using, it's flex. So I trade flex. That's what I've just noticed. Ukuthi mina trader ama flex. When the market gives you something like this is just a flag, because this will be what? This will be the pole of the flag, and then this will be the flag itself, and then after that the market is going to push to the upside. That is what I'm doing. So if you are in, we are checking the trend of the market. Let's say we are checking a trend of the market in this manner right now. Let's say this is the structure. We have higher high, we've got higher low, we've got higher high, and then let's say obvious here is gonna be, you're gonna be in a correction phase in this position right now. If this is an impulsive, this is a correction, this is an impulsive, this is a correction. Therefore this correction right here obviously is gonna be in a what? In a downtrend structure. So if it happens that you see something that looks like this, that looks like this, that looks like this, therefore you should know ukuthi yes, the overall structure of the market, it's in an uptrend. It's in an uptrend, which means you are looking for what? You are looking for buying opportunities. But there is other opportunities that you can make use of. It does, don't be confused, don't cram it that okay, this is an uptrend, so I'm looking for uptrend. Yes, it is an uptrend, therefore you're looking for buys, but don't cram it. The moment you start cramming it or trying to figure out one possible way of entering trades, then you're gonna have a problem, because you can make use the more, as long as you understand a uptrend and a downtrend, you're gonna have an advantage in entering of most of the trades. Like this impulsive correction, impulsive, therefore here we are in a correction phase, therefore which means my strategy says look for two things. That's the only thing that we are looking for. Look for either a continuation, a bullish flag in the direction of the market, or look the bearish flag in the direction of the trend. Always you have to figure out the trend first, because if you're gonna miss the trend, then which means you're gonna make a mistake. So this is a bearish flag, a bearish flag. So this is an up flag continuation. This is a bearish flag in a continuation part. So yes, here we agree that this is an uptrend, the overall structure is an uptrend, but why wouldn't you want to make use of this? Going to a lower time frame, you can make use of this to say, you know what, this market after this is gonna break this thing to go down. It's gonna break below here and go down to this point right here. You see, so which means you have made use of this flag to take selling opportunities to get to this point right here, because it doesn't really matter that you want to enter at this point, because sometimes the market does what? The market sometimes just give you, I'm talking about my strategy, guys, don't get me wrong. Other people, they do use their own strategies and then it works. But I'm talking about my strategy. if I want to take a sell on the retest of this previous high, I'm not going to take a sell when the market touches this point. I'm still going to wait for the market to bounce from this, and go up, and then from there it gives me what? A flag, because the market usually do that. Once it gives you an impulsive, it's going to give you some sort of like a correction, of which I call it some flags, because that's what I'm trading at the moment, a flag. And then that's when I am going to enter on this correction to say the market now it's going to the upside. Because for me to be entering at this point right here, on what confirmations? That's what I'm saying. With my strategy, it doesn't allow me to enter exactly at this point. But maybe with you guys, fair value gap, order block, engulfing somewhere here, you tend to get the perfect entry for this. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say to you, wait for the market to give you a push and then a correction, bearish flag, or either a bullish flag. Because in this point right here, we can already see that it's a what? It's a downtrend. The market it's in a downtrend because it's a correction of an impulse of an uptrend. So in this correction, hopefully I explained that in a much simpler way. Okay, so hence we said this was an impulsive, and then this was the correction. So now the market is currently in the what? In this impulsive phase. So what are we going to look for? We are going to look for flags in this impulsive phase. You see, we are going to look for flags in this impulsive phase. Simple as that. So in this case right now, we are going to clear everything out again. As long as you don't forget whatever that we started with from the higher time frame, because I prefer to clear, guys. I'm sorry if you guys want me to keep all this kind of information, but it confuses me in the long run, because I don't know that this line, did I draw it from a weekly time frame, because they're all the same. Maybe if I was using different colors, maybe yeah. But in this case, on a daily time frame, we still have this structure that looks like this. So we have what? We have this impulsive phase right now that is here on a market high. From here to here, it's an impulsive. From here to here, it's a what? It's a correction phase. Therefore, the correction phase we ended up to this point. Therefore, from here where we are all the way to that point, it's a what? It's another impulsive phase. From here to there. From here to there, it's an impulsive phase. So where is the market currently at? The market is currently in the correction phase. This is what you wanted to see as the person who is trading my strategy, because we want to see those pullbacks. The moment you see a pullback, you open your eyes, you pay attention to be like, okay, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Because this is what we want to see. So on a daily time frame, this is what we have. We are on a correction phase. So there is highly chances that we're going to be in what? We're going to be shooting all the way up. Remember what we saw on a weekly time frame. Let's go back to a weekly time frame, because I don't want you guys to forget what we started with from the higher time frame. Remember what we saw on a weekly time frame. Was it somewhere here? Did we mark this one? But I think it was somewhere here. Something like that. Something like this, whereby we said the market rejected here, pushed the market up. Market rejected here, pushed the market down. The market rejected here, push the market up. So we can also say that this line, or this line right here, it's a bit sensitive, that we can make use as a reference. So let's go back to the time frame we were on it. So this is the line now. So this is the line coming back here. So this is the line. So see this line, we saw from a weekly time frame that every time the market touches that line, it makes a huge an impact. As you can see, I think we can just remove this line and be like, it's the same line as this one. The market also touched again here, and then it rejected that line that we saw on a weekly time frame. It went all the way, it break that line, it went all the way up. Now it's coming down. You see now the possibility that when it retests the very same line that we saw on a weekly time frame, the market is gonna shoot all the way up. You see, so now we are finding the direction of the market from a weekly time frame, to the daily time frame. We are finding the direction that the market, there's a possibility that it's gonna go all the way up. So let's go to a 4 hour time frame and see. You would see, how do we then enter this trade? So we can see that this is the correction phase. Everyone, I hope, can see that this is the correction phase. So let's delete it for now. So how do we enter this trade? This is what I was talking about earlier on. Now the explanation that I was showing you at the bottom there. I said, if this is the impulsive phase, okay, let me redraw this. If this is the impulsive phase, and then this is the correction phase, okay, up to this low, and from here to there it's an impulsive phase. I said, do not cram this thing out. Remember, I just said that. That's what I said, that do not cram it. So the market did what? The market pushed all the way to this point right now. In your mind, or at the back of your mind, you should know that, okay, after the market gives you an impulse, it's going to correct definitely. And the correction of an uptrend is going to be in a what? It's going to be in a downtrend. The correction of an uptrend is going to be in a downtrend. It's going to correct in a downtrend format. And then this was then impulsive. Therefore, the correction is going to be in a downtrend format. So what I was explaining to you now was this, that don't hesitate to take some of the trades if there is an opportunity like this one. This was the perfect flag again. I would have traded this. This was the perfect trade. Because what? Because my aim was like, the market needs to make a turn where the market still needs to go all the way down to retest the previous what? The previous high. So just imagine entering this trade here from a 4 hour time frame all the way to this down to this point right here. It's a lot of pips. You would have made a lot of money from this point to this point. You would have made money because you understand what you are actually doing. Listen, the direction is very, very important. Take the flags, bearish flag, bullish flag, in the direction of the market. You have to first understand the direction of the market. So in this case right now, what I'm looking for, I'm just waiting for the market to do what? To reject this. This is going to be my flag. So if this is my pole, right here, this is going to be my pole, and then this is going to be my flag. So I'm waiting for this market to come to this zone right here. But now the trick is, I'm not going to enter here. I've tried that strategy, guys. Remember, for me to get here where I understand my strategy, it is because I've been failing in some of the strategies. It was not working for me. Before, I used to say, you know what, I'm gonna wait for the market to do what? To get there to that point, and then from there I'm taking a buy from this point right here. This is how I used to trade. I used to say, I'm going to take a buy from here to there. But if you think about it, let's ignore everything. Let's just ignore this part. That it's not here. So what do you see? You are seeing a downtrend. So what you are telling me right now, let me try. Should I clear this thing out? Okay, guys, just ignore this part. I don't want to clear everything because I will have to redraw it again. Just ignore this part, that it's not there at the moment. So what is it that you see? You're seeing a downtrend. You can't deny that. Higher, low, lower high. The market is going to give you a what here? The market is going to give you a lower low. Okay, let's just say lower low, lower high. The market is going to give you a lower low at this point. So now what you are saying to me is that in a downtrend you are going to buy. That's what you are saying to me. You are saying in a downtrend you are going to buy here, of which that's when I said no, this strategy is not working for me. Okay, guys, this is the end of my recording as you can see here. So let me just re-record again. This is gonna be part one, and then we're gonna have part two.